I feel bad for a lot of the young wrestlers today because they're working so hard to try to get stars or, to get the recognition of some of these dirt sheet writers to like them, to get their name out there so they can get higher ranking and, some of the online lists and the wrestling magazines. And, it's a game that you got to play. And I hate that they have to play it because whoever the person is writing the article or the column or whatever the hell it is, their opinion is no more valid than the opinion of the person who bought a ticket to see the show. So if at the end of your match, if you got applause and, people gave you a good reception and they popped on the finish, that's your indication that you did a good job. If that promoter brings you back, not, some guy giving his opinion on the internet saying whether or not you had a good match, who couldn't have a good match, doesn't know how to have a good match. And a lot of them, I question what they think a good match is because it's all subjective at the end of the day. But if you're a young guy trying to get over and, one of these popular dirt sheet writers puts your name out there and says something good about you, well, bam, now you have a much higher likelihood to get flown out and booked at other places. So, it's a kind of self-fulfilling cycle type thing. But it's gone from where you were ostracized for having a social media presence through evolving to where now you must have it. I don't care what wrestling company you work for, you gotta have a social media presence. They make you have one. Even if somebody else works your account, you have a social media presence. So, when it comes to doing too much, I feel bad for them because, the pressure that they feel the need to do so. But, the other side of it is like, think long term, man. Think longevity. But it's just everything is so in the moment. Everything is so now, viral. You do one thing and boom. Now, instead of getting paid $50 and driving for a hot dog and a handshake, now people are paying you $300, $400, $500, because you're popular, you're viral, and now people are gonna buy tickets because, oh yeah, I saw that guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah, I saw that guy, and they wanna get in on that, and that's the name of the game, especially for independent shows, selling tickets, and you got to get your brand up, you got to get your name up. So it's a bit of a trick bag, but I understand it, and I've seen the evolution. So, I just say, unless your goal is to be, what I call a garbage wrestler, if you are really trying to make it somewhere, if you are trying to make it in the industry as a career, then just keep it classy. There are people that have done some things that I'm just like, the shock value I see, but at the end of the day, like, who's really buying tickets to see that? But that's just my take. Old man shakes fist in clouds. Right?
I'm gonna rate your answer 5 stars. That's a 5-star answer.
5.5.
Yeah, 5.5.